This is tutorial number 160 and it covers how to use the Deform Curve-to-Curve feature within SOLIDWORKS. Now to start off, let's open up the tutorial part number 160, which is located on the DVD. So in this tutorial, what we're going to have is a cube and a cylinder, and I'm going to show you how to use the Deform Curve-to-Curve feature. So to start off, let's open up the Deform feature tool. So let's click Insert, click Feature, click Deform. And again, you're able to choose from point, curve to curve, surface push. So let's click curve to curve. And what this is going to do is you have to pick curves or lines on the object. And some are going to be kind of like holding it, and some are going to be the ones that are going to be deforming it. So to start off, what we're going to do is we're going to use the square or the cube. So first, what you have to select are the initial curves, and these are kind of like going to hold down your square. So to start off, let's just click this line here, and then in this box here are your target curves, and these are the ones that are going to be moving around your assembly or your square or whatever your object is. So let's click this line here, and then you're able to see a preview, and it'll show you in yellow what it's going to look like. Now if we click OK, then we're going to get our deform feature as such. Now if we go back into it, if you right click, click Edit Feature on the deform you just made, you're able to go back and you can change which lines you use. So this time, let's hold down this line, and let's choose this line to deform it. And this time we get another different kind. Now, when you put in which lines you're going to be deforming, you're also going to have these little arrows that you're able to toggle. So if you click on the arrow, it's going to move which direction the pull is coming from. So you have two sets of arrows that you're able to play with there. And if you scroll down and if you click curve direction, you're going to have another set of arrows. When I click curve direction, you're going to see right now I only have the green arrows, and when I click curve direction, then I have the blue arrows. And if I click surface tangent, then I'm going to have surface tangents too. Now let's just click none, and we'll just deal with the two right now. But having either the surface tangent or if you have the curve direction, you're going to have another set of arrows that you're able just to toggle back and forth also. So just click none and just stick to the two. And again, let's click OK. Now sometimes if the curve is too much or if it collapses on itself, it's not going to let you do it. So let's just delete one of these lines here, and it's going to pull it through. So for the deform, for the deform curve to curve, you can either do it on a single object such as this, just like on the square. In the first tutorial we were doing just the point on just one object, but with curve to curve you're also able to bring two objects together. So right now I just kind of showed you how the single object works, and what I'm going to show you now is how to kind of bring together this cube and this cylinder. So let's delete all these lines here, and for the initial curves here, let's click these lines all around the square on the top, and then the target curve, have this box highlighted here, click the bottom line or face if you want to call it of the cylinder, and now you're going to see that the two surfaces are going to come and touch each other. They're going to kind of combine together. And the whole idea behind doing a deform is that regardless of what the sketch is and what the sketch is going to looks like initially, you're able to deform the curve to something you would not be able to do normally if you were just trying to use sketches. It would either take you too long or something that you probably wouldn't be able to accomplish. So this lets you get out of the box, lets you bring an object in the right size, and then lets you deform it, and it doesn't have to rely on the sketch that you have before. So like the square, I have a square sketch from before. If you look at the yellow profile of what's going to be coming out of it, it looks nothing like the square. It doesn't even fit in the same really size. It gets smaller, but you're still able to deform it. And again, you're able to toggle these arrows to get the shape that you want. And if you go down to the bottom, like in the other one, you're able to change the stiffness from a min, medium, or max. So right now let's just put it to min, and you can see in the preview what it's going to look like. Pretty much this square and the cylinder are going to merge together. So let's see if it's going to go through. Let's click OK. And it's not because it's going to be self-intersecting. So we're going to have to play around with these arrows and where it's going to toggle between. Now it looks like this will probably let us go and it'll probably work. So let's try it again. Click OK. And again, it's not. So let's change this. Let's put it to max. Click OK. And now we got it to work. So when you're playing around with this, it's really touchy-feely. You just have to keep going until it doesn't really intersect itself. That's the only time you're really going to come into problems. So let's go back into this and edit it. So you can see that we had all four edges selected here, and we had the bottom edge selected here. We put it onto the max stiff, and you can see in the preview how the square is going up to the circle. Now let's just accept this. Now if we wanted to do this without using the deform feature, it would be very, very difficult, and we probably wouldn't get the same result merging the two together. So the deform curve to curve, it's used when you want to kind of bring two objects together, so you get kind of like a blend. So if you have whatever it is, like how we had the cube on this side and the cylinder on this side, you're kind of bringing the two objects together, kind of blending them and making them one. Now, like I was saying before about the sketch, if we look at the sketch of what the square was, and it's the green there, it's not even close to the deformed feature of the square after. So even though we have a sketch initially, we're able to really play around with the object and really pull it out from its original shape and structure without losing the shape, the size, and really like the dimensions that we started out with. So it lets you manipulate it, but you're not going to crash. The program's going to let you create this object regardless if you're coming out of this box. So it just gives you some more freedom to play around with. And this concludes our tutorial on how to use the deform curve to curve feature within SolidWorks.